How the hell do you use Instagram stories to get more clients? Well, it's lucky you asked. They didn't ask. I know, but they clicked on the video, so they must do a little bit, right? Ever since Instagram popped up into our lives back in 2010, Instagram experts and tech wizards have told us the only way to grow is by posting consistent quality content. And I don't disagree. Posting daily is definitely something you want to be doing. But you could do all of the hard work up front and have all of your posts scheduled and automated for the month so that you can literally have posts going out while you sleep.
Now, before we get into the video, I want to tell you about Free Trade. Free Trade is one of the many apps that I use to invest on my phone, and you and I both get a free trade when you sign up using the first link in the description. One of the free trades I got was Greg's, and it is now worth £20.56. That's some expensive sausage rolls.
As you can imagine, people's attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. I mean, we're like a minute into this video and some people have probably already clicked off.
Oh, the absolute audacity of them.
But you're different. You're gonna stay to the end of the video and you're gonna smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's free and it puts a big smile on my face. And who wouldn't wanna see that? This video is about using Instagram stories to get more clients. So firstly, we need to speak about some of the fundamentals when it comes to sales. It commonly takes 6 to 8 touches to generate a viable sales lead. So let's imagine Instagram as one big funnel for you getting a new customer. They might see one of your posts on the Instagram feed because of a certain hashtag that you used in that particular post. And they like that content, so they hit the like button and continue mindlessly scrolling through their feed. One touch. Now, Instagram knows they interacted with your page in some sense, so they show your account to them again on their explore page or again on their feed. Now that person recognizes your name or your branding, and this time they actually click onto your profile. Second touch. This is where you posting daily and posting Instagram stories is going to make you stand out from the crowd. It's an opportunity to turn a stranger into a loyal fan, and here's why. In my opinion, your Instagram post should be doing one of the following 3 things, and within DAF Global and clients we work with, I like to call it the 3 post cycle. So grab a pen and write this bit down. Number 1, provide value. Number 2, create the relationship. And number 3, make an offer. If you want me to go into further detail about this, drop a comment below saying 3 post cycle. And as a little joke for us lot, leave your favorite chocolate bar in the comments after also. Mine's a Kinder Bueno. And at this point, I want you to ask yourself, who are you creating the content for? The more narrow you get with your content, the more relevant people it's gonna reach. Now, I personally would rather 20 loyal fans than 20,000 people that don't really care about me and the mission that I'm on. So you've done the hard work of creating and automating your Instagram posts. So now you need to nurture your audience in the Instagram stories. And this is where those followers will turn into customers. You want to use your Instagram stories to allow your audience to get to know you on a deeper level. Think of it as like a behind the scenes of your Instagram feed. And remember, they only stay active for 24 hours. So the people that catch them are going to feel like they're part of a community. And essentially that is what you're trying to build. This is also why having a general outline of how you're going to post your Instagram stories is so important. So here's what I would suggest. Mondays and Thursdays, you're going to give your audience 2 to 3 tips on something they can do to help them achieve X. Once again, this is going to depend on the industry you fall into. If you're a yoga teacher, it might look something like this. 2 things you can do to get better at yoga is 1, block out time on your calendar to make sure that at least 5 minutes a day you are practicing yoga.
You then want to make sure to include text simply because a high percentage of people view Instagram stories without their sound on. So don't lose the opportunity to grab someone's attention.
Tuesdays and Fridays, let loose and tell your audience a personal story about yourself. This can be completely irrelevant from your niche, but remember, people buy from people. And you're just allowing your audience to get to know you on a deeper level. Wednesday and Saturday, you're going to talk about the results you or your client have achieved, and you can back this up with testimonials and case studies that you have in your arsenal. Sundays, you want to focus on motivation and getting people pumped up for the week. This is being proactive, and it's typically the day where everyone is kind of lazy, but it's also the day where people will be thinking about how they can better themselves next week. Here's a few tools within Instagram stories I recommend you use to keep your audience engaged and also bring in some new followers by using these strategies. One thing you can do is you can tag in other accounts that you're inspired by. So if we're sticking to the yoga niche and there's a relevant yoga account that you follow and you're inspired by, then go ahead and tell your Instagram story about it, because ultimately you need to go back to what I was saying is providing value. So if you as a yoga expert finds value following at yoga tips, then go ahead and tell your audience about them as well, because they are more than likely so going to get value from them. So you could do a little story, talk about, you know, I like this account, these are someone that inspires and motivates me, and then go ahead and tag them in. We use the meal team. We'll just say that go check these out, go check out the meal team, and then we can put them in. And what's gonna typically happen is those people are gonna see that, and then they're more than likely so gonna add that to their story, which is then gonna get their audience to see who you are. You do this over and over and over again with different accounts, then you're gonna be building relationships as well, which is obviously so important. Another key thing to do is use hashtags. So let's say, for example, we're talking about YouTube. I could say, I'm recording a YouTube video at the moment. I'm gonna let you guys when it's dropping. I'm gonna let you guys know when I'm dropping it. So follow my Instagram account, because that's where I'll let you know when a new episode goes live, right? And then you can come onto here, go into the sticker at the top, and we can go ahead and select hashtag and just type in YouTube. Now what you can do, a little tip as well, is you can just make this either really small or just drag this. Use two fingers like this, show you. Use two fingers, so hold it like to move it, and then use this other finger to drag it out of the screen. There you go. And by doing that, you're gonna show up on that hashtag, but it's not actually seen on your Instagram story, which is obviously kind of a good thing, because you might not want just a hashtag YouTube to be showing, or hashtag whatever you're talking about, but it's gonna allow you to be seen in that hashtag. So people that are following that hashtag, it's gonna come up on their feed or when they're watching their stories. That's a really, really good idea. Another good thing for you to do is to use like polls and questions and stuff to get your audience engaged. And like we said before, like the whole goal of the Instagram stories is to get people to like, know and trust you more than they already do. So prove that you're an expert within the industry that your account is obviously about. Sticking to the yoga niche, do something so simple. This is why it's ideal, guys, for you to implement, because you can literally do this Instagram story part 5 minutes a day, and then focus the rest on engaging with other accounts that is gonna basically come back to you, and then see the Instagram stories that you're posting and your automated content that's obviously going on in your feed, right? So let's go like this, and then I could say, come up to here, use this GIF one again, use the sticker thing, and we're gonna go on to questions, okay? And now I'm gonna say, what is stopping you getting into yoga? Okay, boom. Ask those type of questions, because obviously if someone replies to that story and they say, I don't have the time, you could suggest other ways of doing it. You say, oh, instead of trying to do it after work, how about you wake up first thing and you try and get that 5 minutes a day straight away, and then in a week's time you increase that to 10 minutes. But asking these type of questions and getting people to respond to that is getting them to engage with you and giving you a leverage to then start speaking and interacting with that person. Exactly the same with the polls. So I'm just going to show you the same with the polls. Let's just go like this. Let's come up and we're going to do a poll instead. So we've got poll here, and we're going to say, do you meditate, for example? Because kind of around that niche, we can put that there, and we can post that to your Instagram story. Another thing, and obviously thinking about your industry and your niche, it's going to completely differ industry and niche wise, whatever you're in. So think about, what questions are my audience asking, and how could I, and same again, it's always going to go back to what value can I provide to them. So I might do that, do you meditate, knowing full well that when people reply yes or no, my next story is like, this is the benefits, or these are the benefits of meditating. Yeah. And then your call to action in your Instagram stories can be to message you if they have any further questions, and start that relationship in your DMs. That is the third touch. Some people might just continuously watch your Instagram stories and not slide into your DMs, but when they do, boom, fourth touch. My suggestion would then be to get them onto a Zoom call to ultimately see if you would be a good fit to work together, or if you have a website, you can send them to a certain URL for them to go ahead and purchase the product you are selling. I've personally always focused on bringing value up front, so I always go for the Zoom call, and ultimately I'm building relationships, building rapport, and seeing if we are a good fit to work together. So guys, I hope that helps. Please leave any questions you have in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
foot 6.